The famous Ouija board, also called a spirit board or talking board, has interested people for a long time. Many find it intriguing and want to use it to talk to spirits. Some see it as just a fun game, but others think it might be a risky way to connect with the supernatural world. If this is actually true, we may never be able to fully prove or disprove. I believe we all have the right to our own opinions. At the same time, I believe it to be important to question your own views and look at the different angles and evidence that may exist. The effectiveness of Ouija boards may be a matter of perspective. Believers in spirit communication would affirm their efficacy, while skeptics and scientists, lacking concrete evidence of spirits, would strongly deny it. Surprisingly, some self-professed non-believers recount experiences where the planchette moved on its own, revealing information that seemed impossible for anyone else at the table to know. If not messages from the spirit realm, what could explain these occurrences? In this video, we will not really discuss the history of the board itself. I have another video explaining the complete history of the Ouija board. You can watch after this. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you to please like this video if you enjoy it, and please subscribe for more spooky content. Firstly, the believer's case. Believers in the supernatural or paranormal often have varied opinions about Ouija boards. Some view the Ouija board as a tool for communicating with spirits, believing that it can serve as a direct link to the afterlife or otherworldly entities. They may think that the messages received through the board provide insights from the spirit realm. On the contrary, there are believers who consider Ouija boards to be potentially dangerous. They may hold the belief that these boards can open portals to negative or malevolent spirits, posing a risk to those who use them. Such individuals might caution against using Ouija boards, expressing concerns about potential spiritual or supernatural consequences. In essence, beliefs about Ouija boards among believers range from seeing them as a legitimate means of spirit communication to viewing them as risky tools that should be approached with caution or avoided altogether. The Catholic Church considers Ouija boards to be a form of divination. Divination is knowing and declaring future events or hidden things by means of communication with occult forces. Ouija boards are sinful and dangerous. When we use them to access unknown knowledge, we refuse to place our trust in the providence of God and instead place it in demonic spirits. They also claim that, even if you don't believe you're communicating with demons, that does not affect the fact that you're opening yourself up to evil, whether you like it or not, when you participate in any sort of divination. Except for people in the profession of different types of spiritualism and people of religious beliefs, the most prominent evidence for the legitimacy of the Ouija board is the countless stories from people of all ages from all over the world. Especially considering just how extremely serious they take their own advice to never play with an Ouija board. A view on how the Ouija board actually works from the point of believers is as follows. The planchette or glass responds to your own energy. Spirits utilize your energy to guide the glass to specific letters. This is why, when 5 people use it together, the movement is stronger compared to one person using it alone. It's uncommon to achieve significant movement with just one person's energy. When your spirit guides are involved, their influence is potent, resulting in a swift movement of the glass. Conversely, if the spirit is sad, the glass moves more slowly. Your energy plays a crucial role. Positive energy tends to yield positive experiences, while negative energy may lead to negative outcomes. Now let's take a look at the other side of this. Some self-professed non-believers recount experiences where the planchette moved on its own, revealing information that seemed impossible for anyone else at the table to know. If not messages from the spirit realm, what could explain these occurrences, if not spirits, demons, or something else supernatural? A potential explanation for these experiences is the ideomotor effect. This term combines ideo, related to ideas, and motor, pertaining to muscular activity, proposing that our thoughts can influence our movements. The ideomotor effect involves unconscious movements that people make without realizing it. Essentially, subconscious actions. For instance, when using a Ouija board, a person might unconsciously guide the planchette, spelling out information that only they are privy to. Additionally, those in the vicinity might contribute their own unintentional movements, providing an explanation for why the planchette seems to move independently. In essence, the effect is a subconscious one that you may not be aware of doing. Another explanation, also tied to the ideomotor effect, involves our sense of agency. Sense of agency is our subjective perception of controlling actions that influence external events. For instance, deciding to lift something results in its movement. Experiments using Ouija boards have shown that our sense of agency can be manipulated, creating the illusion of an invisible third party moving the planchette. This manipulation is believed to arise from challenges our brain encounters in predicting the consequences of actions. When our predictions align with the outcome, such as lifting something and it moves, we feel responsible for the action. However, if the actual outcome doesn't match our expectations, our sense of agency diminishes. In the context of a seance, individuals may attribute this movement to an external source due to this diminished sense of agency. A third consideration is emotional contagion. When using a Ouija board in a group, the heightened excitement of the charged atmosphere may lead us to empathize more with those around us. This heightened empathy can make us more susceptible to picking up on their fear and anxiety, creating a situation where we are more inclined to believe that the planchette is moving by itself. It is very possible that a combination of factors, the ideomotor effect, a manipulated sense of agency, and emotional contagion, can collectively contribute to convincing individuals that the planchette is in motion and that spirits are communicating. However, due to the challenge of replicating the social setting typical of Ouija board use in a controlled environment, it's not possible to assert with absolute certainty that these factors alone explain the occurrences when we place our fingers on the planchette and invite spirits to share their knowledge. However, which is the true story behind this infamous board? Please share your own views and stories in the comments, and please remember to be respectful. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on. Thank you.